All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, in this particular video, I want to give an update on what's going on right now between the United States, Israel, and Iran. All right. Pretty sure you've heard that the United States bombed Iran's nuclear facilities, and one of their main ones, Fort L. All right. Now you have conflicting information coming out on all fronts, and you got to ask yourself, why are they lying about certain things? Now, you had United States say that the first intel report say that they didn't really do significant damage to the nuclear sites. Now they're saying something different. Why is that? All right. Another thing that is conflicting, you have this whole ceasefire thing. They're saying it's a ceasefire right now between Israel and Iran. Iran is saying they have never agreed to a ceasefire. They have never negotiated with Israel at all. So why are they saying that it is a ceasefire? Only thing that Iran is saying is, if you stop your attacks on us, then we're going to stop attacking you. All right? And if America gets involved with it again and bombs them again, then they're going to bomb America. And they're going to also, I believe, activate sleeper cells over here in America, and also retaliate on Israel with devastating force. All right. And as we seen already, if you've seen them videos of Iran launching missiles over there in Tel Aviv and the rest of their, little cities over there, hey, they ain't playing, man. And that Iron Dome failed like a motherfucker. You can even click on my videos, and there's one video of how many missiles got shot over there in one night, and you'll see with your own eyes how many landed. All right. So that them threats are out there. Now, after that strike the United States did to Iran bombed U.S.'s main base over there in Qatar. All right, and United States ain't doing nothing about that. So right now we're at a standstill between them. But you have Iran saying, hey, if you don't do nothing, we ain't gonna do nothing. But what is Israel thinking? Because don't forget, they don't want Iran to continue to enrich uranium. But Iran been stated that that's what they gonna do. Israel also wanted them to get rid of their ballistic missile program. And Iran said they're not gonna do that. So guess what? We're back to square one. This war isn't over. All right. And America has been officially drugged into the war. All right. They even spotted satellite images spotted. There's construction right now at Fordo. It's construction. They're building new tunnels and things of this nature. Okay. Now you have more conflicting evidence. They said that they have knocked Iran back years. All right. So they can't really enrich uranium like that. They have knocked them back for years. But in the same breath, Donald Trump says, well, if they continue to keep enriching uranium to a high level, then they're going to get bombed again. So what is it? They don't have the capability to do it anymore, or they still do? Like, what is it? And they have lied also about the amount of enriched uranium that was relocated before the strike. All right, you have Trump saying, as a matter of fact, you have Trump saying, if I can find it, right, saying that he doesn't believe that they did. Trump warns U.S. will strike again if Iran's resume high-level uranium enrichment. The president said, and this is in New York Times, the president said such an outcome was unlikely, describing Iran as exhausted from the damage it had suffered and eager to speak with the United States, which Iran keeps saying like they not graveling at the door of United States. You have a lot of conflicting messages going about. President Trump said on Friday that he believed Iran abandoned its nuclear ambitions after recent U.S. and Israeli attacks on its nuclear infrastructure, but warned that he absolutely would be willing to bomb the country again if it resumes enrichment enriching uranium to concerning levels, right? Now I'm trying to get to where he says he doesn't think, it's hard for them. He doesn't think that they did it. Slakia, just bear with me. Right, okay, let's see. I think it's right here. Mr. Trump downplayed concerns of nuclear experts and European officials that Iran may have moved and hidden its stockpile of 400 kilograms or 880 pounds of enriched uranium, which has the capability to make 10 nuclear weapons, which the IAEA, I believe that's the International Atomic something, don't let me butcher it, has estimated as sufficient to make 10 bombs in less than a year if enriched only somewhat further. Nothing was moved from the site, Mr. Trump said, apparently referring to Iran's underground enrichment facility at Fordow. So he's saying nothing was moved. One of the 3 nuclear sites the United States bombed on Saturday. Satellite images released by Maxar Technologies taken in days before the American strike showed 16 cargo trucks positioned near the entrance to Fordow. You see? So, hey, it's looking like they did. All right, now I want to get his quote. I may be on the wrong. Let me see. Let me see if it's something. Is it this? No, it's not that one. Just bear with me. Right here. I don't think they did. Well, it says President Trump does not believe Iran hid its enriched uranium before U.S. launched strike on its nuclear facilities. He told Fox News in an interview. I don't think they did. No. First of all, it's very hard to do. It's very dangerous to do. It is very, very heavy or very heavy, very, very heavy. It's a very hard thing to do. Plus, we didn't give much of a notice because they didn't know we were coming until just then. And nobody thought we'd go after that site because everyone said that that site is impenetrable, Trump said, right? So he says he don't think that they did that. Well, watch the video I'll play. First, let's get into the conflicting information of this whole ceasefire thing. All right, just keep your eyes peeled, man. All right, something big is on the way. Something big is going to happen. You have too much conflicting information and a bunch of lies going on. What's about to happen, man? All right. And you also had one, I was reading the comments and one person was saying, hey, watch out for 4th of July because they already told America that they will activate sleeper cells. And that reminds me of 2nd Ezra 15:33. And from the land of the Assyrians, which is America, the enemy shall besiege them, which is one of these Iranian sleeper cell groups or one of them Ishmaelite groups like Al-Qaeda or whatever. All right, or ISIS, which is still here on American soil. All right, the enemy shall besiege them and consume some of them, which means that this little terrorist attack is actually going to kill a lot of people, man. And that shall be dread and strife among their host and strife among their kings. Loosely paraphrasing it. So it's going to shake America. The people are going to be scared, all of that. And American, powers, the president, so forth and so on, are going to be shaking and scrambling around to see what they are going to do to retaliate. All right. And they could implement martial law because I saw an article that says a martial law on standby. All right. So let's get into this.
به رژیم صهیونیستی بگید ایران لبنان نیست.
Tell the Zionist regime that Iran is not Lebanon. It is not like they think that they can implement a ceasefire that they do and then we, for example, will back down out of fear that the war will start again. No, if they take any action, we will immediately take countermeasures, and I hope that this is clear to them and they will respect the ceasefire. Otherwise, it is not like we will be so-called tolerant in this regard.
Despite incessantly avoiding.
Right, so you see that they said they never agreed to a ceasefire. So why are they saying that Israel and Iran came to an agreement to a ceasefire? No, what Iran is saying is if you stop attacking me, we'll stop attacking you. All right. But they're putting Iran in that position again where they don't want them to enrich too much uranium. They don't want them to have too much uranium. And don't forget, Israel wants them to get rid of their ballistic missile program. And none of that's going to happen. So guess what? The war is going to continue. All right. Anyway.
Iran says there is currently no agreement on a ceasefire or cessation of military operations between Israel and Iran. Former Middle East correspondent Nicole Johnston is back with us now. Hi there, Nicole. So what do you make of this statement from the Iranian foreign minister?
Well, it's a really complicated picture, Mel, and we were just talking about how the lead up to the end of any war can get very difficult, especially with a ceasefire agreement like this that has multiple timelines. We hadn't heard from the Iranians or the Israelis until now. Let me just read out for you what we heard from the Iranian Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, to try and give a bit more detail about it. He said, if Israel stops its illegal aggression against Iranians no later than 4 a.m. Tehran time, we have no intention to continue our response afterwards. So that does make it sound that if Israel stops firing, then the Iranians will stop firing. Now, it's 4:30 a.m. in Iran now. This message is so unclear. We don't know if he's talking about right now or 24 hours for now, because we know from President Trump's statement, this is a staggered ceasefire with a 6-hour mark, a 12-hour mark, and a 24-hour mark. And then, as you were saying, he goes on to say the final cessation, the final decision on the cessation of our military operations will be made later. So it doesn't sound as though it's quite game over for Iran just yet. And I think they'd be trying to be quite careful about making it not sound as though this has all been stitched up by the United States, the Gulf states, and the Israelis. They still have, the Iranians still have some skin in the game. They're now under heavy bombardment by the Israelis, and they want to continue to show strength. Whereas if it looks like President Trump has sort of handed over this neat, tidy package, it's all done and dusted, so to speak. I mean, that is not the message of regional power that the Iranians want to be projecting.
Responsibilities. All right, let's see what else we've got going on here. Here's the enriched uranium talk. Listen to this. And we'll stop and explain the reason.
Do you have some sense of where the enriched uranium is at this point? Has the intelligence community figured that out at this point?
I don't have a comment on that. I will say it was not part of the mission to destroy all their enriched uranium or to seize it or anything else. Okay, so
You see that? So now it wasn't a part of the mission to destroy their enriched uranium or seize it or anything else. But, you know, why are you saying that? Look at his body language.
And maybe figured that out at this point?
I don't have a comment on that. I will say it was not part of the mission to destroy all their enriched uranium or to seize it or anything else. Okay, so acknowledging that one fact, that it was not part of the mission to destroy the actual material that will be used in a nuclear weapon, blows my mind. So they wanted to destroy future enrichment. The problem is, what's going to happen to everything that's already been enriched? They have already said they have enough enriched uranium to be able to make dozens of possibly kinetic material devices that can be used all across the USA. Can you imagine if they walk them into a Times Square? If they walk a suitcase or a briefcase?
That's why somebody said, hey, watch out for July 4th. And I'm pretty sure that's on not, just a few people's mind. With this whole thing going on and them talking about activating sleeper cells. Hey, come on.
Into Los Angeles, California, Dallas, Texas, walk one into any one of these areas now, you're going to see multiple hits at once. That's how they're going to hit America. So just watch out, folks. They are saying it's missing. It was never meant to be taken out. I'm giving you the false flag of the future, everybody.
Nuclear weapon.
All right. Well, that's pretty much the point. You know, just keep your, hey, right? So, hey, keep your eyes peeled, keep your head on a swivel. Something big is most likely going to happen. All right, with Iran saying that they are going to activate sleeper cells here in the United States and admitting to there are sleeper cells over here in the United States. As a matter of fact, Trump's had a campaign going. I don't know if it's still going right now, but they have actively gotten some sleeper cells already, Iranian sleeper cells that had sophisticated equipment, you know, facial recognition, also, you know, pictures of certain structures that could be, you know, potentially detonated on. Hey, man. So keep your eyes peeled and your head on a swivel. Things could be about to pop, all right? And they did say martial law is on standby. I did see an article that said that. So, hey, keep your head on the swivel and your eyes peeled. Something big is probably going to happen very soon. So with that, I hope you could take something from this. Hope it was edifying. Shalom.